Maya Reyes wiped her hands on a rag already stained with 100 fixes and 1,000 forgotten flights. Her jumpsuit hung loosely on her small frame, and oil smudged her cheek like a badge of honor. In the bustling world of Skyrise Airlines, she was just a mechanic. The one who showed up early, stayed late, and never asked for credit. Planes took off and landed every day above her head, but no one knew her name beyond the hangar walls. Except maybe the old captain, Commander Hank Dalton, who often strolled through her maintenance bay with a mug of bitter coffee and a soft nod. He was nearing retirement, a legend among pilots, and the only one who sometimes called her chief, though she was far from it. "You've got a feel for metal, Maya," he once told her. "Some people hear music in the wind. You hear it in engines." She had smiled, brushing it off, but deep down, his words lived in her chest like a heartbeat. That morning was hotter than usual, the kind where even the sky felt heavy. Flight 267 was prepping for departure, bound for Atlanta with 163 souls on board. Maya was finalizing an inspection on the tarmac when she felt it, a subtle vibration beneath her boots, barely perceptible but not right. She signaled for the crew to hold and slid beneath the plane. Her fingers traced a hydraulic line that looked perfectly fine to the eye but felt off. "Protocol says she's clear," barked the operations lead. "Protocol didn't feel what I just felt," Maya replied. They dismissed her concerns. Said she was paranoid. The captain of the flight, new, polished, and fresh out of flight school, walked by with the swagger of someone convinced of his invincibility. "I trust the computers," he quipped. Maya watched the plane taxi out, her gut twisted in knots. 32 minutes later, everything changed. "Control to Flight 267, do you read?" Static. Then a sputter. "This is 267, we've lost engine 1. Pressure dropping in 2. Alarms rang out across the control tower. Back on the ground, Maya stood frozen in the break room, watching the radar. She could hear the panic in the pilot's voice, the uncertainty, the edge of fear. She didn't realize she'd moved until she was halfway across the tarmac. The plane was circling back, trying to make an emergency landing, but it was losing altitude fast. Emergency services were scrambling, ground crews running. And then the unthinkable happened. The pilot's voice cracked through the radio, I can't stabilize. I don't know what to do." Everything went quiet. Maya's heart surged into her throat. No one moved. Not even the tower. Then something unbelievable echoed across the intercom. "Is Maya Reyes there?" It was Commander Hank's voice. "Put her on. Now." Within seconds, she was in the tower, headset trembling in her hands. "Maya, it's Hank. I'm in the co-pilot seat. They pulled me on last minute to observe the rookie." She blinked. "Hank. What the hell happened?" "We've got cascading hydraulic failure. I think your gut was right, something failed midair. We're running out of time. I need you to guide us in." "Me? I'm not a pilot. You know this plane better than anyone alive. You said it yourself, protocol didn't feel what you did. I trust your instincts." The entire control tower was silent, watching the girl in the grease-stained jumpsuit take a deep breath and step up to the mic. For the next 11 minutes, she was the captain from the ground. Her voice was calm, even when her hands shook. She walked Hank and the rookie through rerouting systems, adjusting airflow, and a last-ditch manual override no one had used in over a decade. Her instructions were precise. Technical. Confident. "Okay, Hank. You've got one shot to land this at 40 degrees flap. If you try to lower them fully, the pressure drop will collapse the left wing." "Got it." "You sure?" "No," she admitted, heart pounding. "But I'd bet my life on it." There was a pause. Then a soft chuckle in her ear. "Good enough for me, Chief." The landing gear screamed as it descended. Fire crews lined the runway. A hush fell over the airport as the crippled aircraft came into view, nose dipped, engine stuttering like the gasps of a dying heart. People prayed. People cried. And then it touched down. Hard. Skidded. Swerved. And stopped. A breathless silence stretched, and then the cabin doors opened. Applause broke out from every corner of the airport. Ground staff wept. Families cheered. Passengers hugged strangers. Maya collapsed to her knees in the tower, tears carving through the grease on her face. She had done it. She had brought them home. The story made national news within hours. They called her the ground angel, the mechanic who saved Flight 267, the woman who took over a dying aircraft. Journalists flooded her small apartment. TV anchors wanted exclusive interviews. The airline's board offered her a management position. She turned most of it down. Except for one thing. She accepted the captain's badge Hank handed her 2 weeks later. Not to fly, but to lead the emergency engineering task force for all domestic flights. It was never about being seen, she told the press. It was about hearing the heartbeat of a machine no one else listened to. That day, I just gave it a voice. Years passed. Maya's story became a staple in flight school textbooks. Pilots were taught to respect the mechanics behind the scenes. The girl in the jumpsuit had changed the system forever. And every now and then, a young pilot would walk into a hangar, find Maya still working with tools in hand, and ask, "Are you the one who saved Flight 267? And she'd smile softly. "No," she'd say, "the team did. I just happened to listen." Epilogue. In a quiet terminal hallway, there's a plaque with her name on it now. To Maya Reyes. The woman who heard the silence in the metal and gave it wings.